Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
आपको मेरा अनम्यूट दिख गया होगा कि उनको भी अपनी साइड से करना होगा ना एक बार।
Hello. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
I
sir.
understand. Okay, thanks. So I understand from Karan that he has unmuted everyone. So just ensure, are you able to speak into the mic and I'm able to hear that? So can I go with the roll call? Aditya, can you try your mic? Aditya?
Yes, sir.
Abhishek Mehra?
Yes, sir.
AJ? AJ?
Yeah, Nishant, I'm there.
Arnab?
Yes, sir.
Diksha?
Yes, sir.
Ishu,
Yes, sir.
Kundan.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So now we'll start off. I think couple of do's and don'ts, because it's a I don't know how many of you have attended these online sessions or used to attend these online sessions in the past. From a logistic perspective, is very different vis-a-vis the in-person classes. So I have requested Karan to keep you by default on unmute mode. Now you need to follow certain rules. Ensure you mute yourself, and only if you're required to speak, you will have the ability to unmute, speak, raise your question, and then mute yourself, because I believe that's a better approach, because that will still give you the same ability to ask the questions as and when you want, the way you get that in person in the class. Now, if you don't follow that discipline, then I have no option but to tell Karan to put everybody on the mute mode by default. That's not what ideally I would want. So I would request everyone to follow this discipline. You are by default, everyone is on the unmute mode. Please mute, unmute yourself when you want to speak, and then raise your question and then mute yourself. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll start off. I think in the last class I started with evaluation, but I think couple of students only were there in the last class. So is there anybody on this session who has attended the earlier valuation session, the first valuation session?
Yes.
I was there, sir.
So who is
Diksha.
this? Diksha. Okay.
Yeah.
Apart from Diksha,
Sir, I
anybody
was
else?
also there. Issue.
So Diksha and Ishu. Anybody else?
Yes, sir.
Who is the third person?
Siddharth.
Okay. Okay. So I will repeat the couple of stuff to set the tone and to so that the introduction piece is clear. Uh, so that the others do not who have not attended the previous session do not have too much of problem when we kick off this piece. Ishu, Siddharth, and Diksha. For starting 5-10 minutes, it might be a repetition of the stuff that we discussed, just to so that these briefs we can, those who are not there can understand this in a brief. So uh, valuation. What do you mean by valuation? Valuation is a process of calculating value, the process of ascertaining the value. Now, what is important for us to understand what is value and how is this different from the market price? So let me give you three terminologies. One is value, market price, and selling price. Now, for example, if I go to the market and suppose I want to buy a marker, uh, the MRP of the marker is 20 rupees, uh, and I'm able to convince so suppose the MRP of the marker is 20 rupees. The shopkeeper says, okay, there's a discount, and the shopkeeper is willing to give me at 19 rupees. I'm able to further negotiate and able to convince the seller to give me the marker at 18 rupees. So there are three numbers involved. Uh, the MRP printed on the marker, on the packing of the marker is 20. He is willing to give me at 19 by default. I'm able to further convince him and get a 1 more rupee discount, and he agrees to give me at 18. So now, what is the selling price? What is the market? What is the MRP in this case? What is the selling price, and what is the value according to you? So can I get some responses? Abhishek, what's your view?
Sir, I think the value is 18 rupees.
Value is 18 rupees. Okay. What is MRP according to you?
MRP is what is printed on the marker is 20 rupees.
20 rupees. And what is selling price?
Suggested retail price. Suggested retail price is 19.
So according to you, MRP is 20, selling price is 19, and value is 18.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me introduce one more concept to this now, market price. So now we have four concepts. One is MRP, second is selling price, third is value, and fourth is the market price. I'm not sure whether you guys have your notepads handy with you, so please ensure you have a pen and paper, exactly the same way you used to have in person classes, because it's important when I'm speaking, you might need to note down certain things so that when we come to the activities or come to the discussions like this, you're able to note down certain numbers around this. So we have four concepts right now: selling price, market price, MRP, and the value. Now, Abhishek, what's according to you, what's the market price in this case?
Sir, the market price is 19 rupees.
So just to put this right again, you're saying MRP is 20, correct?
Yes.
Selling price?
18. Actually, no, sir.
Okay.
Selling price is 19, market price is 18.
Selling price is 19 and market price is 18.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what is value?
Sir, value is also 18.
Value is also 18. Okay. Anybody else who wants to put a different thought or agree or disagree on this, especially the disagree? So what Abhishek has mentioned that MRP is 20. Abhishek, correct me if somewhere I'm going wrong. So MRP, he said 20, and 20, and then you said selling price 19, correct? Market price 18, and he said value is also at 18. Correct, Abhishek? MRP 20, selling price 19, market price 18, and value 18. That's what you just said. Let me put this on the screen. So you're saying MRP as 20, you're saying selling price as 19, and you're saying market price as 18, and you're saying value as 18. Can everybody see on the screen? The notepad that
I'm not able.
Sorry?
I'm not able to see what you are writing, sir.
Is the same with the others as well?
Yes,
Yes,
nothing
sir.
is
Yes,
visible on the
yes.
notepad.
Diksha, can you see my notepad?
Its notepad is only visible written good morning in
Yeah, now we can see, sir.
now it's visible.
Can you see I've changed the slides? Can you see the screen? I've changed the slides. Can you see introduction on valuation on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now can you see the notepad as well on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So MRP 20, selling price 19, market price 18, and value 18. Okay. So guys, please keep yourself on mute unless you want to speak something. Uh, and just be with us. I think one initial 1 or 2 session might be some you will take some time to get used to this. We will also take some time to get used to this because this is a very different portal the way I used for the others sessions. So bear with us. Now MRP is 20, selling price 19, market price 18, value 18. Now let's discuss this very important before we start off with the valuation concepts. And uh, so MRP 20. So what is MRP 20 in this case? I said when you're buying the marker, the maximum retail price printed on the packing of the marker is 20. So that's right. That becomes MRP. Now what is selling price in this? I said the MRP is 20. The shopkeeper is willing to give me at 19, but I negotiated further and I'm able to get the marker at 18. So that's the reason I think Abhishek said that market price becomes 18. Anybody else who believes this to be different on other than what you can see on your screen?
So I think market price and MRP should be the same.
Who is this?
Market price is Vishak.
Sorry.
Vishak.
Yeah, Vishak. So what are you saying?
Market price and MRP are the same. 20. Market price should be the listed price.
So he says
The price that is on the vehicle.
market price should be the same equivalent to MRP.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Arnab, what's your view?
Sir, MRP is fine 20. I'm not sure about the market price. Value is fine 18. So SP and MP, I'm not sure.
SP is selling price. MP is the market
Yes,
price.
yes, market price should be means same as the MRP.
Okay, so okay. Now, uh, Kundan, what's your view?
Sir, I think that MRP is equal to market price actually, and SP is okay and value is okay.
So say similar to what Vishak said.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So now, when you say selling price, what do you mean selling price? Selling price is the price at which the seller is willing to sell. And
Yes,
what's
yes.
market price? Market price is the price at which the transaction happens. Guys, please keep yourself on mute. So market price is the price at which the transaction happens. Now, in this case, the seller was willing to sell at 19, but we are able to conclude a transaction at 18. So my market price will continue to be 18. So my market price will not be the MRP. Now, please try and understand the difference between MRP and the market price. MRP is what the law defines, that you're not allowed to sell more than this. But there is possibilities where the transaction could happen either less than the market price, or in rare scenarios, it could happen in more than the market price. For example, in current days, if you go to the pharmacy shop and want to buy a sanitizer or a mask, you will see these are being sold more than the market price, more than the MRP. So those becomes the market price. Is everybody clear with what the difference between MRP and the market price before I go to the selling price? Guys, these are very important concepts because if you don't understand this, you will face a lot of difficulty into the valuation. Are we clear with the MRP, the difference between MRP and the market price?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
okay, thanks. So in a certain scenario, for example, let's assume there's a shortage of the markers, and now I want to buy the marker. There's a possibility that the shopkeeper might say now he's willing to sell at 22. If I change that scenario, then my market price becomes 22, in spite of the fact the MRP continues to be 20. And that's the current scenario that we discuss is applicable for sanitizers and the mask, and you know the reasons for this. Now let's come to the let's come to the selling price. Now selling price is the price at which the seller is willing to sell this. Guys, can you please keep yourself mute? It's very important that we follow this discipline. Otherwise, I have to tell Karan to put you guys by default into the mute mode because I can hear a lot of background noise. Yeah, thanks. So selling price is the price at which the seller is willing to sell. In this example, he was willing to sell at 19, but I was able to convince him, and he finally agreed to sell me at 18. Now tell me, do you still believe the selling price is 19 or the selling price now becomes 18 if he agrees to sell at 18? To me, this will become 18 because what is the selling price? Selling price is the price at which the seller is willing to sell. Originally, he was willing to sell at 19, but I negotiated with him and he agreed to sell at 18. So that's why the selling price will become 18 in this example. Is everybody clear with this piece? And in most of the cases,
Yes.
the selling price would become a market price. So let me give you a scenario where it would be different. For example, let's assume, again going with the same example, the printed price is 20. The seller says I'm willing to sell at 19. I'm negotiating with the seller and he said no, I want to buy at 18. I want to buy at 18, and he do not agree to give me at 18. In that case, the selling price will become 19. MRP will become 20. The selling price will not become the market price because the transaction has not happened at that price because the buyer has not accepted the price. But if the buyer and the seller agrees to do a transaction, then the market price and the selling price will become same. So are we clear with these first three? Those who are not clear, please unmute yourself and shout. The first three concepts. Okay. So I take that as yes. Soumya, are you clear with the first three?
Yes, sir.
Good, thanks. Now value. This is the important piece when I say value. Now, this is again a question to everyone. Now reassess this based on the discussion that we've done and we've understood the first three, which is MRP, selling price, and the market price. Now tell me, do you still believe the value is 18, or do you believe value is 20, or do you believe value is 19? Take a minute or probably 30 seconds and reassess what according to you is the value for in this example, according to you. Yeah, Abhishek. So you will still go with 18?
Sir, if we take the example where there is a shortage and you were saying the market price is
No, let's keep
20.
sorry, let's keep the shortage aside as of now. So let's stay on the original example where these are the original numbers that printed price is 20. He was originally willing to sell at 19, but he agreed to give me at 18. In that case, we have just discussed the selling price will also become 18. Now, in this scenario, you tell me what's value. You only originally said 18, but you still believe it to be 18.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Aditya, what's your view?
I am agree with Abhishek.
Okay. Now, what is value? Value is the worth.
Worth.
Yeah. Now, for example, if according to you the worth of something is 16 rupees, would you buy that thing at 18 rupees?
Sir, it depends on the
No, sir.
scenario.
I repeat my question again and then see if it still depends on scenario or not. So if according to you, the worth of a particular product is 16 rupees, will you buy at 18?
No.
Anybody who says yes? Okay, so this means the value of this cannot be less than 18. Do we agree till this point? Because if according to me the value is less than 18, I would never buy this at 18. Now the difference that I want to put in, the value will not be 18, it will not be 18, in fact it would be equal or more than 18. Now this is important, this will be the value in this case. Because if you're willing to buy the market at 18, what does this mean? That you believe the worth of this marker is either 18 or more than 18. That is why you are willing to buy at 18. It is possible that according to you, the worth of the marker might be 50 and you are okay to buy anything at 18 for this. Is this piece clear? Very, very important piece from valuation perspective. Guys,
Yes.
Kundan, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So let me give you an example. For example, when you in a current scenario, you're going out and looking for the sanitizers, in spite of the fact the MRP might be, let's assume, 300 rupees, but the shopkeeper is willing to sell at 500, and you still go and buy this. Why? Because you believe in a current scenario, you believe paying 500 rupees is worth it, because for the sanitizer, the according to you, the worth of the sanitizer is probably more than 500 rupees, and that's why you're willing to pay for that sanitizer 500 rupees as well. So when I say worth, so when I say value is worth according to you. Let me take one more example so that this gets very clear. And this is the same example that I gave in the last class. So those who were there, just bear with me. So for example, you want to buy a shirt and try and experience this. Try and live this example, because probably you would have done this in the past. So try and recollect those moments. For example, you want to buy a shirt for yourself. You go to a shop. You have selected a shirt for yourself. This shirt matches your requirement in terms of the size, color, fabric, design, brand. Uh, so you've selected the shirt. There's no price tag on that shirt. So you have selected the shirt. You've gone to the trial room. You are okay with from a size perspective as well. Now there's no price tag on the shirt. So you've liked the shirt. But before you enter into the shop, you are very clear that my budget for purchase of the shirt is 5,000 rupees. So which means from a pocket perspective, from a purchasing power perspective, you are very clear that my budget for purchase of the shirt is 5,000 rupees. So now you've selected the shirt. Now you have to. So you're on the second floor where you've selected the shirt, and the billing counter is on the ground floor. And you've been told that the when you will go to the billing counter on the ground floor, the person standing on the billing counter will tell you the price of the shirt. Now you have picked up the shirt from the display counter or from the second floor where you tried this shirt, and you're walking towards the ground floor. So it's 2-3 minutes distance from where you picked up the shirt and towards the billing counter. Now what's going in your mind? What are you thinking? Bhumit, what if you would have been in this scenario, what would you think? Bhumit? Okay, I don't think see Bhumit. Okay, Arnav, what would you do? What would you will think in that scenario,
I,
what your mind will do?
I will be thinking about the price, what should be the value, and what price should I pay for this.
Correct. So you will when you're walking from the second floor to the ground
Hmm.
floor, you will think कितने की होगी.
Hmm. How much I
मुझे
want to pay.
how much I want to pay वो बाद में आएगा. So you will probably be
Hmm.
thinking कि
Hmm.
कितने की होगी, and your mind will
हाँ.
start giving you a range or a number. Okay, around 2000 की हो सकती है,
Hmm.
2000 से 3000 के बीच में हो सकती है. Something is something around those lines is what your brain will start processing. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Aditya, will you be also thinking of the same lines?
Yes, sir. About price and worth कि क्या ये worth करता है इतना पैसे.
हाँ, वर्थ करता है. उससे पहले क्या आप ये सोचने की कोशिश नहीं
हाँ.
करोगे that कितने की होगी? That's
हाँ
that's
हाँ
very
बिल्कुल.
important piece. कितने की होगी? I understand some of the people might be able to put a number to this. Some of the people might come out with a range around this कि अच्छा इतने की होगी, 3000 से 4000 के बीच में होगी, या 2000 की
Yes, yes.
होगी.
Definitely मैं price के बारे में जरूर सोच रहा हूँ.
ठीक है. कुंदन, what about you?
सर पहले यही सोचूंगा कि क्या प्राइस होगा और मैं इसके लिए कितना पे कर सकता हूँ. एक हमारा रेंज, दोनों रेंज चलेगा कि अगर इसका प्राइस 2500 तक है तो मैं पे कर सकता हूँ. तो यही चीज होगा माइंड में.
नहीं कुंदन, सो यहाँ पे आई थिंक एक चीज है जो करेक्ट करने की जरूरत है. सो नाउ मैं कितना पे कर सकता हूँ, दैट्स नॉट व्हाट आई एम आस्किंग, बिकॉज at the start of the example I told very clearly that even before you entered into the shop you said my purchasing power is 5000 rupees. तो मैं ये नहीं सोचूंगा कि मैं कितना का पे कर सकता हूँ, मैं ये सोचने की कोशिश करूंगा ये कितने का होगा. Are you
होगा,
with me?
ये पहला क्वेश्चन यही आएगा कि कितने का होगा.
हाँ, let's stay on
राइट.
that. Correct, let's stay on
या
that. So yeah.
या
Yeah, anybody else on the session who believes कि नहीं मैं कुछ और सोच रहा हूँ? Will you all not think कि ये कितने का होगा, कितने की रेंज होगी, around those lines? Anybody who believes कि नहीं sir, I will not be thinking on those lines in the 2-3 minutes when I'm walking from the second floor to the ground floor. Okay, good. Now let's assume that everybody, just for sake of the discussion, the number that came to your mind, okay, 3000 to 3500. That's the number that you are able to, your brain or your past experience basis that you are able to come out with this number. Now, will you go and tell them this number to the shopkeeper, or you will keep this number within yourself and wait for the shopkeeper to tell you the price? Arnab, what would you do? Suppose if your mind has given a number of 3000 rupees, would you go and tell this upfront to the shopkeeper, or you will wait for the shopkeeper to respond to you?
No, I will wait for the shopkeeper to tell me.
Okay. AJ, what about you? AJ? AJ, are you there?
Hey Nishan, that's me, Abhijit here.
Oh, sorry.
I will
Sorry,
change the
Abhijit.
name.
So no issues. Okay, so then so let me put this question to Kundan. Kundan, what would you do? Suppose if the 3000 rupee, if this is 3000 rupees is what
will wait
you
for the
believe. Correct. This is exactly
I
what you
will
do.
wait for the price quoted by the shopkeeper.
Correct. Thanks, Kundan. So this means that you keep that number within yourself. You do not disclose that number. And let's continue with this example. So if it's 3000 rupees, you go to the shopkeeper. Now, what would you ask? Bhaiya kitne ki hogi? Okay, and you will ask that price question to the shopkeeper. And let's assume I am the shopkeeper and you are all those buyers individually. And suppose I have given you the price, scenario one. And please note down these scenarios. So on your notepad, please note these numbers. And I'm also putting these numbers on the screen. So the number that we assessed, I'm putting a number that is given by my brain is 3,000 rupees. Scenario one, the price given by the shopkeeper. Scenario one, he says, "Ma'am, sir, this is 2,300." Scenario one, he gives a price of 2,300. Uh, Soumya, what would you do? Soumya,
Yes, sir.
what would you do? Sudha, Sudha, are you there? Not sure whether. Abhishek, what would you do?
Sir, first, the thing is that if it's for 2,300, then I will say that yeah, it's fine. But I will also look at some other options that maybe I can get some similar shirt for a lower price from the same store.
No, agree. So let's assume you like the shirt, and this is the shirt that you selected basis your all the search in the same shop or other shop. So let's stay with this example that you like the shirt and there's no other better shirt available,
Right,
and your brain has given a number of 3,000 rupees.
right.
And scenario when you reach to the shopkeeper has given you a quotation or his selling
Right.
price at 2,300 rupees, what would you do? And in your pocket, your budget is 5,000 rupees. What would you do?
If I have the budget, then I would go and purchase it.
Yeah. So as I said, your budget uh, is 5,000 rupees. So let's put that on the also on the screen. So what would you do now?
Sir, I would go and purchase it, sir.
So should I put a buy for you?
Yes.
Sir, I'll try to bargain.
Yeah. Let's assume you try to bargain that, and if everybody know when you go to a sophisticated mall, do you bargain or are you able to bargain? So let's assume you have tried your best, and he said, "Get lost. This is my final price, 2,300. Let's take it or leave it." What would you do in this scenario? Arnab, would this be buy for you?
Yes, sir. I will buy it.
Okay. Uh, Diksha, Diksha. Okay, so this becomes buy for we. Why we are saying buy? Because we believe the worth of the shirt is 3,000 rupees and is available at 2,300. Now please think this carefully. According to me, 3,000 की है, but 2,300 में available है. Yani, this means that I am paying less than the worth which I believe, and this becomes undervalued product or an asset for me. Hence, I'm willing to buy. Are you with me? Now, let me put the second scenario. If so, suppose the shopkeeper gives you price of, let's assume, 4,000 rupees. Now, see this carefully. Now, shopkeeper says that he's willing to sell this at 4,000 rupees, but you believe that this should be around 3,000 rupees. He is, and your budget is still 5,000, which means this is still very much in the capacity. Would you buy this, Arnab? Would you buy this now? You tried to negotiate. He said no, 4,000 is my final price. Would you buy this?
If it is necessary, I will buy it because I have the budget, but in my mind, I think it is much less than what the shopkeeper is offering me. So if it is necessary, I will buy. If it is not, I will not buy.
So let's assume it's not like a sanitizer in a current scenario. It's not an emergency. It's not a necessity. Nobody will die. You will not have a lot of problem
Okay.
around this. Will you buy this or not?
So no, I don't think I will buy it.
which means you will avoid. Why
Yes.
will you avoid? Because it becomes an overvalued kind of a product or transaction.
Yes. Yes, I'm paying more.
Exactly. In spite of the fact your budget is 5,000 rupees, this is the way the way you will assess it. In spite of the fact you believe it, so you believe कि ये 3,000 की worth है, होनी चाहिए, but the shopkeeper
Hmm.
is willing to, guys, keep yourself on mute. Somebody is giving you at 4,000 rupees, and hence you believe 3,000 की worth की चीज, why should I buy at 4,000 rupees? And that's why you will avoid. And this is the entire concept of the valuation. So the number that I put against the brain, this is value. And the process of ascertaining this value is called as valuation. Any doubt till this point? In case anybody has a doubt, please unmute yourself and shout. Ishu, I know you were there in the last class, but is this clear? Sorry?
Yes, sir, I'm clear.
Okay. Aditya?
So,
Okay.
yes,
Now
sir.
let's extend this example now, and let's stay with this scenario. Which means that you have not, so Arnab, Aditya, and others, suppose you've not purchased the shirt. You try to convince the shopkeeper, you try to negotiate the shopkeeper, and he has not agreed to decrease the price, and you decide not to buy the shirt, and you move on. Now, suppose you're walking out of the shop. You're walking out of the shop, and you've left the shirt at the billing counter, and you're walking out of the shop, and in couple of seconds the other customer comes into the shop, and he selects the same shirt, and he tells the shopkeeper again what's the price. And remember, we are talking about this scenario now, second scenario on the screen. And he agrees, he gives the same price, so he gives the same price to the second customer. So it's a second customer now, and he gives the same price at 4,000 rupees, and this customer says, now I want to buy. Is this possible? Have you experienced this in the past, that something that you decide not to buy because you believe it's overvalued, somebody else at the same time decides to buy that? Have you seen that? Have you experienced that in the past?
Yes.
Okay, so what does this mean now? What does this mean? The selling price still remains same for you and for the second person. The budget still remains same for both of you. So what would have changed now? When you said it is
Value.
overvalued for you, because
The
you
worth.
believe, correct, you believe the value to be 3,000 rupees, but somebody was willing to give you at 4,000 rupees. That's the reason why you decided to not to buy. Whereas for somebody else, now this would definitely be more equal or more than 4,000. Guys, see this carefully. For the second customer, why did the second customer agree to buy this at 4,000? Why? Because उसको लगा होगा कि यार 4,000 एंड अबव की वर्थ होगी और 4,000 में मिल रही है, तो मैं खरीद लेता हूँ. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right.
So now this is where I'm going to comment. So then what is value? What is value? Value is worth. Now there are 2 points to this. Worth, first point, according to you, which means, let's assume you are into the shop at 10 a.m. in the morning. At 10 a.m. in the morning, you believe the worth to be 3,000 rupees. Around the same time, somebody else believes it a value to be 4,000 rupees. That's why your assessment, your decision to buy and somebody else's decision to, sorry, your decision not to buy and somebody else's decision to buy is different. Are you with me? that value is worth according to you? Which means if I remove this u and I put somebody else, this value will change. Hence, this value is subjective. What value according to Arnav might not be the same value according to Aditya, and same might not be according to Kundan at a given point of time. And that's completes the definition if I put the second point, at a given point of time. I will give you an example for this as well. As I said earlier, you need to keep notes because a lot of this stuff is not explained the way I am explaining this on the screen into the PPT. So when you look at the PPTs, this would be different from the way I put this example. So in case you want to retain these examples with you, please continue to put this in your notepad. So what is value? Value is worth according to you at a given point of time. Now, let's take another example. Suppose you have not purchased that shirt and you decide to move out of the shop. Now, you've moved out of the shop and you've gone to the another shop. And so suppose, sorry, before you decide to move out of the shop, what you've done, you've noted the product code. Product code is if you go to the another shop of the same brand and you tell the product code, they will be able to retrieve or able to show you the exactly same product in terms of size, in terms of the color, brand, and so on. So what you've done, you've noted out the product code. Now you go to shop 2, and into that shop you've given that same product code, and they are able to give you, and they have that same product in their stock, and they are able to they are willing to sell that to you. But at the shop 2, I'm putting these numbers on the screen. At the shop 2, the shopkeeper gives you the price of 5,200 rupees. Now you move to shop 3, again same process, product codes being given to them, and now they give you a price of 5,000 rupees. You go to shop 4 now, sorry, and you get a price of 4,900. Now you go to shop 5, sorry, you get a price of again 5,200 rupees, and so on. So you continue to do this throughout the day, and you've spent the entire day since morning till evening, and in all the shops you're getting a price in the range of 4,900 to 5,300 range, or 5,200 range. Are you with me till this point, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now let's assume now this is 6 p.m. in the day. We started with 10 a.m. in the day. So this scenario. So this scenario, where you decide not to buy the shirt and you moved out of the shop, was at 10 a.m. in the morning. Now this is 6 p.m. in the morning. Sorry, 6 p.m. in the day. Now you've tried every shop which was within your acceptable radius to search, and everywhere you've got the price of 4,900 to 5,200. You got the price of 4,900 to 5,200. Now, this is to Aditya. This question is to Aditya. Now, Aditya, you tell me, what if you would have been into this position, or you would have been into the same scenario in the past? I'm 100% convinced you probably would have experienced the same scenario, that we have gone out in the market to buy something. We were not convinced of the price. Then we said, okay, मैं कहीं और खरीद लूंगा, कहीं और सस्ता मिलेगा, and you tried everywhere and you put the price more than this. Has this happened with you in the past?
Yes, but if any emergency, then I will buy.
Let's stay on. Let's not bring emergency scenario. I know in the current environment, every example you're trying to correlate with what's happening. But let's not try and correlate with an emergency or an abnormal scenario. Let's stay on this our example. Everything is normal. Now, what would you be thinking at this 6 p.m.? What would you be thinking at this 6 p.m.?
It's about if the cert is worth it, then according to scenario is 3,000 but अगर मुझे वो 3,000 की नहीं लगती है और वो नहीं आ रही है बजट में, then I will not buy.
नहीं, बट 6 PM पे आपके लिए वैल्यू कितनी होगी अब उस शर्ट की? यू विल स्टिल बी एट 3,000 रुपीज, और देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी मैं से ओके यार, सब लोग अराउंड 5,000 की दे रहे हैं, तो मेरे हिसाब से इसकी वर्थ शायद रीवैल्यू करके शायद क्या वो अराउंड 5,000 नहीं होगी.
Yes, yes.
So there's a possibility when you go out and search in the market, the price and the value for you changes. Does this happen?
Yes, sir. Yes.
In this scenario, you will go back to the same shopkeeper, the shopkeeper who was giving to you shirt for what? For 4,000 rupees? And will you not go back and buy the shirt from that shopkeeper? And remember, your budget was 5,000 rupees. This is still within your budget because he was willing to sell you at 4,000 rupees.
Yes.
So what has happened at 6 p.m., the value for you now has gone to 5,000 rupees, which was 3,000 rupees at 10 a.m.
Yes.
Which means I come back to my same definition of value. What is value? This is worth at a given point of now. In the second example, what has changed? The person who's assessing the value still remains the same, but the person remains the same, but the point of time changes. Which means, let's assume if I continue with the Aditya, so Aditya was the one who is assessing this value at 10 a.m. and he said, okay, according to Aditya, this is 3,000 rupees at 10 a.m. At 6 p.m., still is Aditya, but according to him, the now value becomes 5,000. In the morning, his decision was to avoid that product or a shirt because according to him, it was overvalued. Now, he believes it to be undervalued, and that's the reason he decided to now buy the shirt at 4,000 rupees. Guys, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
This is what I said. What is value? And I'm trying to conclude this now. What is value? Value is worth according to you. Now, according to you, remember my first example where it's 10 a.m. Aditya in the shop at 10 a.m. and let's assume Arnab in the shop at 10 a.m. So Arnab and Aditya both might value this shirt differently at the same point of time. That's point number one, according to you.
Right.
Two changes, but the point remains same and the information remains same. It is still subjective. The second example is it's an Aditya at 10 a.m. and Aditya at 6 p.m., which means the you is not changing, but the point of time is changing, which means between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., Aditya has got a lot of information. Okay, everybody in the market is selling at this price, and that's why he has changed. He's reassessed. He's recomputed his value, which now comes out to be around 5,000 rupees. And he says, okay, abhi 5,000 ka hai, and he goes back to the first shopkeeper from where he started on, and the shopkeeper is still willing to give him at 4,000 rupees. Then his decision will be to buy. Is that clear, Abhishek?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Anybody on the call who has not understood, this is very, very critical. Please, if you're not understood, unmute yourself and shout. Okay, so I take that as that you understood this piece. Now, just to summarize this, and I want you to put down this on your notepad. So, what is value? Value is worth, and I want you to put down this into points the way I put on the screen. So, value is worth according to you, and for that you need to retain the example that I gave, the first example. Aditya at 10 a.m., Arnab at 10 a.m., both two customers into the same shop. That's an example for the point one. For the point two, it's at a given point of time, which means value is worth according to you at a given point of time. So in the second example, you need to link it to the link with the in the second point, you need to link with the second example, Aditya at 10 a.m., Aditya at 6 p.m. So The person remains same who is valuing this, but the point of time is changing. Hence, it's a reassessment of this. Now, let's take an example. Let's continue and expand this example into financial markets, because that's more important for us from a context of the session. Now, this is exactly what happens in the stock market. So let's assume, so today markets are not open. We are in a normal scenario and the markets are open, and let's assume this is 10 a.m. in the into the market hours. Now, let's assume the Reliance is being traded. So Reliance got traded at let's assume $100. Now, what do you mean by Reliance being traded? Bhumit, what does this mean? Bhumit?
सो इट मीन्स कि रिलायंस का जो शेयर है वो $100 पे किसी ने खरीदा और किसी ने बेचा है.
करेक्ट, थैंक्स. सो विच मीन्स किसी ने बाय किया है और किसी ने सेल किया है, और दोनों ने बाय और सेल 100 पे किया है. करेक्ट, तभी ट्रांजैक्शन हो सकता है. अदरवाइज ट्रांजैक्शन कैन नॉट हैपन. ट्रांजैक्शन विल ओनली हैपन व्हेन द बायर एंड द सेलर एग्रीड एट द सेम प्राइस. थैंक्स Bhumit. Now let's understand this piece. Let's assume again for the sake of a discussion, let's assume the Bhumit, you becomes a buyer, and let's assume Abhishek becomes a seller. So Bhumit, you become a buyer, Abhishek becomes a seller. Bhumit has purchased at 100. Bhumit, why would you purchase at 100? What's your thought process? आपके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा होगा कि मैं 100 पे खरीदने के लिए आप क्यों मान गए?
सो वैल्यू शेयर की वैल्यू ठीक लग रही होगी सर कि इतना तो बनता ही है इसका.
और क्या लग रहा होगा? ऐसा भी लग रहा होगा कि मैं 100 का खरीद लेता हूं, एंड यू आर विलिंग टू बाय दिस एट 100 बिकॉज यू बिलीव कि 100 से ऊपर चला जाएगा कमिंग
Yes,
टाइम
sir.
में, तभी बाय
Yes, sir.
करोगे ना. इफ यू बिलीव कि अभी 100 का है और आने वाले टाइम में और आफ्टर सम टाइम इट विल बिकम 90, वुड यू बाय एट 100?
No, sir.
So let's stay with you. So the Bhumit is willing to buy because he believes ये 100 and above जाने वाला है. Correct, Bhumit?
Yes, sir.
Let's come to Abhishek now. Abhishek, you are willing to sell this at 100. What's your view? Why you are willing to sell this at 100?
Sir, I'm willing to sell it at 100 because I feel that maybe now it is be starting to get overvalued. Anything above 100 would be an overvalue. That's my thought process. इसलिए मैं कहता हूँ कि यार नहीं इसको देना चाहिए, इससे ज्यादा इसकी वैल्यू बनती नहीं है.
Or just to put in different words, would you be thinking कि 100 पे निकाल दो because ये 100 या नीचे जाने वाला है?
For me, 100 could, in my thought process, 100 could be the peak price.
Correct. Peak का मतलब क्या हुआ कि अब इससे ऊपर नहीं जाएगा, इससे नीचे जाएगा.
Yes.
Correct. So on my screen I put this two contexts. So at 10 a.m. Reliance traded at 100. What does this mean? Somebody is willing to buy this 100. Why somebody is willing to buy this 100? Because that person believes 100 and above जाएगा. At the same point, the other person is willing to sell it 100. Why? Because he believes, in this example, Abhishek believes कि 100 से नीचे जाए, and that's the reason the transaction happens. Correct? So this is exactly the same what I said according to you. In this example, Bhumit believes कि Reliance का worth या value 100 and above है, इसलिए मैं 100 पे खरीद लेता हूँ. Whereas the Abhishek believes this value of this shirt is 100 या less, इसलिए मैं इसको 100 पे बेच देता हूँ. And that's called as value, worth according to you at a given point of time. And if there are two people at the same point of time, which is the case in this example, so time is same, 10 a.m. in the morning, markets are open. Assuming markets are open, today it's not a market day, but markets are open 10 a.m. Reliance trading at 100. One person believes it to buy at 100, another person believes it to sell at 100, because both are valuing it differently. One person believes the stock price will go up, another person believes the stock price will go down, hence they are valuing it differently. Any doubt at this point? Arnab?
Fine, sir. Got it.
Thanks. Let's extend this example. Now let's assume Bhumit, let's assume you have purchased this at 10 a.m. and
Yes,
during
sir.
the day markets गिरना शुरू होता है. So let's assume at 2 p.m. in the day, in the same day, अब Reliance you purchase at 10 a.m. now the Reliance has gone to 60 crash करती है market 60 पे पहुंच गई possible है ये we've seen this correct especially in a current
Yes, sir.
environment now what would you do now there's a possibility now hear me there's a possibility that you might now believe यार अब ये और गिरने वाला है so let me get out of this
Yes, sir.
so what does this mean in the morning according to you the Reliance value was 100 that's why you bought at 100 now for you probably the value of the Reliance might be something very less correct
Yes, sir.
which means what they are two different point of time but the person still remains same which is Bhumit in this case and this is what equivalent to my second example where in our shirt example what we discussed that if the person remains same but he's assessing the value in the morning and in the evening the value might be different case 2 if the point of time remains same but there are two different people at the same point of time the value still might be different and hence just to conclude this again what is value is worth according to you at a given point of time and hence very important piece hence this is very subjective this value is very subjective it's it would be different numbers for different people at the same point of time in fact for the same person at two different point of time it would be different now are we good to conclude this any doubts around this more than happy to take that please any doubt any query unmute yourself and shout guys any doubt
No, sir.
Soumya Soumya Sudha
No, sir, I don't have any doubt.
Sudha are you there okay I take that yes so that's what is called as value now and what is valuation valuation is this process of now in this example when you selected the shirt and you're moving from a second floor to the ground floor your mind does something now let's take some examples so Arnab yeah so when you're walking from the second floor to the ground floor and we discussed कि आपके mind में 3000 का एक number आ रहा होगा what on what basis that your mind or you process the number at 3000 rupees क्या सोच रहे होते हो क्या आ रहा होता है दिमाग में क्या
सर
क्या इंफॉर्मेशन आप प्रोसेस क्या इंफॉर्मेशन आप प्रोसेस करने की कोशिश करते हो जिससे वो 3000 पे आए आप आए
सर इस ब्रांड की इस क्वालिटी की शर्ट तो मैं शर्ट के क्वालिटी की बेस पे मैं एक एजम्पशन करूंगा कि इस मतलब इस टाइप ऑफ शर्ट इस वैल्यू पे हो सकता है
so quality of fabric
क्वालिटी फैब्रिक ब्रांड
brand style
हाँ
correct these are the things that you will try and make let's assume let's stay with the brand let's assume there's a let's assume this is a Park Avenue shirt now somebody so then आपको लगता है कि यार Park Avenue की शर्ट है तो 3000 की तो होगी now somebody who doesn't like Park Avenue उसके लिए ये ब्रांड की इंपॉर्टेंस कम हो जाएगी
राइट
that's the reason this difference comes in that's the reason this
वैल्यू
difference
भी
comes
कम हो
in.
जाएगा
Correct. तो ये जो हमने एग्जांपल डिस्कस किया कि at 10 a.m. there are two people in the shop and they are both assessing it differently. That's the reason because जो चीजें आपको लग रहा है important है वो किसी दूसरे को हो सकता है लग रहा है important नहीं है.
नहीं
And that's correct. And that brings you to the next point. When you say how do you calculate the value? You calculate the value basis the benefits. So what does this mean? You believe, let's assume Arnab believes कि Park Avenue is a brand and that gives him the benefit कि उसको Park Avenue पे comfort है and he believes कि मैं Park Avenue पहनूंगा तो he will get the brand and the status around this. Somebody believes कि नहीं मुझे Park Avenue से मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ता है and that person will not believe this as to be benefit. Hence when I say value is about the benefits. Guys, are you with me in this piece? And that's the reason this becomes subjective. Because one person might say, for me, this feature has a benefit. Other person might say, no, this feature or this additional style or color or a fabric has no benefit for me. Hence, why should I pay for it? Why should I value this? Okay. Now let's take another example to understand another concept around this. And I want to this is more like an activity. So I'm putting some basic informations before we do this activity. Now, suppose again, this is suppose now let's assume I have a laptop, and this laptop is 4 months old laptop. This is 4 months old laptop. Suppose this is Dell laptop, 4 months old laptop. Now I want to sell this laptop. You want to buy the laptop, and this laptop from a hardware and the software configuration perspective is exactly the same what you want. So you're willing, you are looking for you want to buy an old laptop, and I want to sell the laptop. So the two parts of this activity. First, second part of the activity is you need to give me a price or your quotation. Not quotation. Let me put the value around this. What is the value of the price that you're willing to buy? Now, before you do this, you would need some information from me. The information that I'm giving you is this is Dell laptop, 4-month-old laptop. From a hardware and the software configuration is exactly what you need. So don't ask me RAM kitna hai and so on. If you need 10 GB RAM, this will be 10 GB and so on. I will give you the invoice as well. Because this laptop, I purchased this laptop 4 months back, brand new laptop, and I purchased from an authorized dealer or authorized shop. And I have a 12-month warranty of this laptop, out of which, of course, 4 months has lapsed. When I will give you the laptop and you buy the laptop, I will also give you the original invoice, which is in my name. So which means what? The remaining 8 months warranty, you will receive that as well, because by the invoice, you will be able to claim the warranty to the manufacturer. So that's the given information. There's no scratch, there's no damage. Laptop working perfectly fine. If you want, you can take the laptop for a day or two. You can try this. If you're convinced, you feel comfortable, then only you can make the payment. That's the given information. Now, if you need anything else, so that's the step one of this activity. What do you need to do? I will give you probably around 5 minutes. You need to list down individually your questions that you will ask me if you need any further information. I've given you basic information. Please note down the set of questions that you need to ask me before you go to the second activity. What is second part to this activity? So once you get all the information that you need, you will go to the second activity where you will give me the price or the quotation, which means the price at which you are willing to buy this from me. So let's start with the part one of this activity. Start thinking of those questions or the information that you will need from me before you go to the second activity. And what is second activity? Second activity is where you will start setting the price or the value at which you are willing to buy from me. Is that clear? Anybody who's not understood this, please unmute yourself and shout.
Yeah, I was not able to hear. The voice was breaking in the middle.
Is that Abhishek?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Abhishek. So let me repeat this. I have 4 months old Dell laptop. I purchased this laptop from an authorized dealer or authorized shop. So I have an invoice with me as well. Now I want to sell the laptop.
Right.
On the other hand, you are looking to buy a laptop, you need laptop. So आपने
Right.
डिसाइड किया कि पुराना लैपटॉप खरीद लेते हैं, नया क्यों खरीदना है. And you, of course, when you want to buy a laptop, you will have some hardware and the software configuration or the requirement in your mind. Let's assume that requirement जो आपको चाहिए ये वो exactly वही मैच करता है. आपको जो हार्डवेयर चाहिए, जो सॉफ्टवेयर चाहिए, वही है. ठीक है. And the other information that I've given you is a 12-month warranty. So when I will give you invoice, the remaining 8-month warranty will automatically come to you. You can go and claim if required. Uh, there's no physical damage. The laptop is working fine. If you want to test, I can give you for an hour or I can give you for a day as well. You can take it and try this at your home. And if you're comfortable, then only you make the payment. If not, you can return the laptop. So that there's no problem around this. So this is the given information. You understood this piece?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now there are two parts to this activity. The part one to this activity is so let me explain the second part of the activity. The second part of the activity is you need to give me a price or the value. So Abhishek need to tell me मैं कितने का इसको खरीदने के लिए ready हूँ. Have you understood this?
Right.
Okay. Now this is the second part of the activity. But before you do that, you might need some more information. कि सर इसका depreciation rate क्या था, तुम्हें 4 महीने पुरानी depreciation काटनी है, and so on. इसका price क्या था, whatever. So there might be some information that you need from me. That's activity one. So I will give you 5 minutes. I will give 5 minutes to everyone. You need to think and list down the set of questions on your notepad. ये मैं पूछ लूंगा, or I need this information. We'll do that activity one. I will take those questions and then I will respond and give you information. Then I will again pause it. I will again give you 5 minutes. Take that information, process that information. Then we will do activity two, which means part two of this activity where you need to give me the price. That's the way I want this to be done. Have you understood this, Abhishek?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Anybody else who's not understood this? Okay. Kundan, have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So let's start. So I am putting myself on mute. I will give you a couple of minutes. Start thinking of the question. Put down those questions on your notepad. And then I will take those questions and start answering. Then we'll move to the part two of the activity. Please do this seriously. It's very important activity, and guys, please understand. If you want to understand the concept of the valuation, you want to go back and apply these concepts to the model that we've done in the class. So we've created an Excel in the class, and we need to do the valuations of those transactions. So hence, it's very important we understand the concept, right? So yeah, I'm putting myself on the mute for a couple of minutes. Please list down the questions and I will take those questions in. We're into the part one of this activity. The time starts now. Please list down the questions for the part one of the activity. What information you need to ask, what information you need, so that you can go to the second part of the activity. Second part of the activity is you need to give me a price or a value. Anybody who is not clear, any doubt, please feel free to shout. Guys, you're done. Anybody who need more time, please let me know. Otherwise, we can now start with this. Abhishek, you're done. You need more time. Arnab,
Done, sir.
who's this? Abhishek.
Yes.
Abhishek, you're done.
Yes, sir.
Arnab.
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. So others, Bhumit, Diksha, Ishu, Kundan, and others. Anybody who need more time, please.
Done, sir.
Okay. Let's take these. So the part of the first is questions or the information that you need. So now start giving me information. So we'll start with the Abhishek. Abhishek, yeah. Uh, uh, what information you need from me, please? I'll put this on a screen. Yeah. Go ahead.
So first, I need at what price you bought.
My purchase price, correct?
Your purchase price and the current best retail price of the model.
Current price of new laptop, is that what you are asking? Same model?
Or same model number,
Okay.
current best.
Best means what? Current market price, correct? Best means what?
The current, I don't mean market price, I mean selling price.
हाँ selling price. So if suppose मैंने Dell का laptop खरीदा था, so if today you want to buy the same model, you go to the Dell authorized dealer, तो वो कितने का देने को ready है, correct? Is that what you're asking?
कई बार क्या होता है कि डीलर एक्स प्राइस का बेच रहा होता है और एक्स -10% पे डेल खुद ऑनलाइन बेच रही होती है, तो
तो लोएस्ट प्राइस ब्रांड, लोएस्ट प्राइस मार्केट में क्या मिल रहा होगा? ठीक है, अंडरस्टूड.
तो उसके बाद
लेट मी पुट बेस्ट टू दिस. या आई अंडरस्टूड बेस्ट. हाँ, और
तो उसके बाद एस्टिमेशन ऑफ व्हाट द सेलिंग प्राइस व्हेन आई वांट टू सेल आफ्टर, my estimation of what the selling price will be when I want to sell it at a later date.
बट वो इन्फॉर्मेशन आपको मुझसे नहीं है ना, वो तो आपका एस्टिमेशन होगा. यू इन दिस पार्ट 1
Right.
we are listing what you need from me or what information you would need. So
other information that I will need is that what is the level of wear and tear that the computer has gone through.
Okay, fair. Next. Or anything else?
Then so इतना ही पता चल जाए तो that is more than sufficient for me to make a decision.
ठीक है, ठीक है. Arnab, anything else over and above what Abhishek said? If the questions which Abhishek has already put this on a screen, no need to put those again. Incremental is what we're talking about.
No, I don't think I have anything else. Depreciation is covered. Price is covered.
इसको मैं depreciation ही word कर देता हूँ. Depreciation ही पूछ रहा है वो. Different form. ठीक है. Anything else? ठीक है. Thanks. Sorry. Yeah, Diksha, go ahead.
Remaining life.
आपने अटेंड कर लिया था ना, इसलिए.
That is the reason I'm not speaking.
हाँ, तो चुप रहो फिर. ठीक है. Bhumit, yeah. Bhumit, any information that you need? I don't know whether he's there or not. Ishu also attended. Kundan?
Sir, maybe I just asked to the seller how it works when you used it. Do you have face any complication or right?
Okay. Is working fine or not, correct? Working fine or not. Okay. Anything else, Kundan?
No, I think now it's all covered, right?
Okay. Is there anybody else on the call other than Soumya?
Okay. So I can't see others on the call. What's the name? So Siddharth, I think attended the previous session. Uh, so is there anybody else on the call who has not attended the previous session and believe we need to put more information on the screen? Please, if yes, unmute yourself and shout. Okay, so let me start giving the information and then we move to the activity two. So the first information you said, my purchase price. So my purchase price was 50,000 rupees. Best current price of the new laptop. It's available in the market at say suppose 45,000. Depreciation, to keep it simple, is 12% per annum. Abhishek, does this answer your question? Because you Arnab said depreciation and you said what's the level of wear and tear. So if I give you this 12% per annum, does this answer your question?
Sir, actually, what could also happen is that maybe लैपटॉप गिर गया उनसे तो डेंट आ गया हो और उसकी वजह से कुछ दिक्कत हो तो मतलब वो सारी चीजें भी देखने वाली है अपार्ट फ्रॉम डिप्रिसिएशन बिकॉज डिप्रिसिएशन तो वैसे भी होगा if there is normal use.
Understood. So wear and tear, as I said, no damage.
Yes, no damages.
No damage, neither from a hardware perspective, neither from a software perspective. So this laptop been taken care well. I have not installed any additional software. I have not removed anything. So it's exactly the way physically and from a software perspective, the way I got it from the company. So
Right.
does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. So I've put a depreciation at a different point, and depreciation 12%, and whether it's working fine or not. I think this is the same point what Kundan was trying to ask. Say, I said the answer is yes. Is there anything else that you need as a part as a under activity and part one of this activity, guys? Any other information that you need? Okay. I think that is no. So let's move to the activity two. Sorry, part two of this activity. Now you need to do this. So what I need from you, take this information, what you discussed in these 0.5, plus the basic additional information which was already given to you earlier. Now you need to give me the value, what you believe as a seller. What is the value that you will put on this laptop? To me. Again, I will give you a couple of minutes. Do some basic calculation if required. Don't try and give me very too much of exact number. What I'm interested in broad number. Even if it is range, I'm okay with it. And a logic to this. कि sir, हाँ, मेरे हिसाब से इतने का होगा और उसका broad logic ये है. So that's what I need. ठीक है. So yeah, over to you. I'm giving you a couple of minutes. Use this information and let's do part two of this activity. Done? I need more time. Anybody who need more time, please unmute and shout. Okay, so Abhishek, done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's start with you. Yeah, Abhishek. So, what's the number that you will put?
The worth to me, the maximum worth, the worth to me, the maximum value that I'm willing to pay for this will be 45,000 less 12% depreciation divided by multiplied by 4 months, in the sense that 4% depreciation. Because 4 महीने हुए हैं सिर्फ लैपटॉप.
So 45,000 minus 12%, 4 month appreciation, correct?
12% per annum है ना, तो हम तो 4 months के हिसाब से करेंगे.
हाँ करेक्ट. सो मैंने वो स्क्रीन पे 4 मंथ लिखा. अब ये 12% आप किस पे कैलकुलेट करोगे? आप 50,000 पे करोगे, 45,000 पे करोगे? 45 पे. बट मेरा परचेज प्राइस 50,000 था.
सर वो आपका था ना, बट आज की डेट में तो मार्केट में उसकी वो प्राइस है ना. अगर मैं लेता तो इतने पे आती.
तो 12% ऑन 45K, करेक्ट?
आज मैं नया तो मेरे को तो 45 का मिलेगा.
ठीक है, अंडरस्टूड. So have I captured your assessment correctly on the screen?
Yes, sir. So the total price becomes 43,200. The maximum that I'm willing to pay.
ठीक है, मैं इसको राउंड फिगर 43K लिख रहा हूँ.
43K, and this will include my transaction price. So, for example, if I feel that I have to go and pick the laptop up and it will cost me 200 rupees to go by Uber or 1,000 rupees to go by Uber, then I will say that my maximum price is 42.
Understood. You're saying everything put together, I will not pay more than 43K. Okay. Aditya, over to you. Aditya. Aditya, are you there? Arnab? Abhishek, can you go on mute? Arnab?
Yes, sir. So on 50K, if I do depreciation of 12%, it is coming 48, but the current market price is 45. So I will pay less than that. So around 42 for me.
Okay. ठीक है. Diksha attended earlier. Issue was attending. Kundan?
Yes, sir.
What's your assessment on this?
It's just like what the Abhishek told, and apart from that, I just maybe consider it's a second-hand laptop, so maybe I reduce 4-5,000. I will quote less than 4-5,000. Apart from 43K minus 4-5,000 less. I will quote 38 to 40,000.
Okay, चलो 38K रखते हैं. ठीक है. So who all are there on Soumya? Soumya? Okay, I'm not sure if Soumya, Sudha are there on the call. Okay, so let's stay with this. Yeah. So Abhishek said around 43 guys. Please don't go on mute. So Abhishek around 43, Aditya around 42, and Kundan is around 38. Now, what we've done in this, we are focusing too much on the depreciation, which means is this a very critical information that if a laptop is a 4-month-old laptop, correct? So what you've done, you're trying to put a value basis. How old is the laptop? What's the wear and tear of the laptops? Guys, are we doing value? This three calculation that we put on the screen, Abhishek, Aditya, and Kundan. Are we doing valuation, or is this more of an accounting calculation? Now just try and think and try and relook this. Is this not what exactly is already available in the balance sheets of the company?
or if I prepare my balance sheet and this laptop is a laptop which belongs to a company, this number that you've given will already be available on my balance sheet, correct? Which means what's my purchase price and what's the depreciation. What might different is मैंने depreciation charge किया होगा 10% पे, आप charge करना चाहते हो 20% पे, that's a different thing. But I'm saying broadly, this piece where I have put a number to this, my purchase price minus depreciation basis my wear and tear. Is this more of an accounting calculation or a book value calculation? Or it's something different from what you've done what you've done on the screen. Yeah, Abhishek. Is this not an accounting calculation?
So all this information required to arrive at a number is already given in the books of accounts.
Correct. So then does this mean when you say from investment banking perspective, we need to do a value of a transaction, or we're trying to value the company? If we need to do exactly the same thing which is already available in the balance sheet, why do we need those information? Why do we need to do those extra calculations?
Because sir, we need to try to remove the relativity or the subjectivity part in that.
So what is the subjectivity involved into this? Okay, let me put this way. Are you for this calculation or assessment? Are you trying to assess the past, or are you trying to assess the future? In all these three calculations, you're only trying to look at past. So let me give an example to this. That's what you've done. अगर मैं इसको बोलता, where is my example? If I said instead of 4 months old laptop, if this would have been a 4-year-old laptop, would this have changed your numbers?
Yes, completely.
Okay, now let me give you two examples to this. Laptop A, laptop B. Laptop A is 4-month-old laptop, and laptop B is 4-year-old laptop. किसका वैल्यू ज्यादा होगा? Value of A will be more, or value of B will be more?
A. Assuming they are the same laptop.
Yeah, they are same laptop. Whose value will be more? A. Anybody on the call, except those couple of people who attended the previous, where we briefly started with this discussion, believes कुछ different है? Okay. Now, the moment I put this extra information, this is 4-month-old laptop, and the remaining life is 1 year. I put the information that remaining life is 2 years. Now, which has a more value, A or B? Abhishek. Abhishek, which has a higher value, A or B?
Sir, B.
Now, what does this mean? Which piece of information is more important for you, the past or the future?
The future, sir.
But
Sir, I have a question. But sir, I have a question, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, how is it possible that 4-month-old laptop has remaining life of 1 year, and 4-year-old laptop has remaining life of 2 years?
Why it's not possible? Suppose you and me both have purchased a Dell laptop, exactly the same configuration, exactly on the same day, and we use the laptop exactly the same way that you have used. क्या ऐसा हमेशा नहीं होता कि एक लैपटॉप ज्यादा चल जाए और कम चल जाए?
Sir, ऐसा होता है, but we are assuming that there is no wear and tear. We are assuming, I mean, the same level of wear and tear.
Exactly. I'm not assuming the wear and tear नहीं है. I'm assuming ये same है. So again, hear me out. So let's assume you and me have purchased the same laptop, or have purchased, let's take this laptop example only. I purchased the same laptop exactly on the same day, exactly the same model from the same shop. We both use exactly the same way. अगर आप 1 hour use करते हो तो मैं भी 1 hour use करता हूँ and so on. क्या पॉसिबिलिटी है कि दोनों का लैपटॉप सेम ही दिन खराब होगा?
Sir, see, this is something which is a matter of prediction now.
No, I'm saying, is this possible or not? I'm not saying कि 100% यही होगा. I'm saying in just think of, and I've not taken any complicated product. You can laptop is something that you've used, correct? So is this not possible? There is a possibility your laptop might shut down or might get into a problem mode after a couple of years, and my laptop might still be working fine. Is that possible or not?
It is possible.
So if it is possible, this is the scenario that I'm trying to put on the screen. There's a possibility, there's a 4-year-old laptop. So I agree with you that remaining life 2 years and 1 year, this might be too far to stretch. But just to keep the comparison, so there's a possibility that the 4-month-old laptop might have a life of 1 year. And let's assume that this could be, let's assume 1 year, 0.1. This is also possible, correct? Or there's a possibility it might be one year as well.
Yeah.
Just for the discussion, because you said it's possible that the two laptops, in spite of the fact that they have same configuration, their wear and tear have been same in the past, but both might have a different life, correct?
Right.
So because the both might have a different life, we're talking about the remaining life. If yes, then again I come back to my original question. For value, what is more important for me? Is it future or is it about past?
Future.
Future.
And that's the difference in valuation and accounting depreciation. Accounting depreciation do not look at the future. It does not. The accounting calculation of depreciation only looks at my purchase price and what is the wear and tear in the past. And we, from a gross block, we deduct the depreciation and get to the net asset or net block. And that's my depreciation or a book value calculation or the accounting calculation. From a valuation perspective, what's more important for me is about the future. What is the value that I see basis what's going to happen in the future? Anybody who do not agree to, yeah, Abhishek, go ahead.
Our assessment of the future is going to be dependent on the past few years' performance of the past.
Agree. So what does this mean? This means, so first you agree that I need information about the future, yes or no?
Yes, agree.
Now let's come to your point. For how would I assess the future? For ascertaining the future, for estimating the future, for predicting the future, for forecasting the future, I might need to know about the past. I take your point, which means I'm nowhere saying I will ignore the past. But what is more important for me is to know the future. Let me take an example around this. If it is completely a new company, a new startup, which does not have a past, I will still put a value around it. In that cases, my value will be completely based on the future prediction because I do not have any past claim. Coming to this example, I would look at how historically the laptop has worked, and that will help me to decide, okay, अब कितना future में चलेगा या कितना आसानी से चलेगा, and that will in turn will help me to value this. I completely agree with, but I will not value something basis only. I repeat myself, only basis the information about the past. I will value something basis the future, and for ascertaining the future or for predicting the future, I might need some information which, and one of the data point could be my past trends if available. Are you with me?
Right.
Yeah. Now, if you come back to this example, did we sort any information about the future?
No.
Or the information that I gave you, which belongs to the past, from that information, did anybody try to move into the future?
No.
That's the difference that I'm trying to put here. Even if somebody would have said, okay, मैं assume करता हूँ ये life, so if suppose somebody would have said this, resuming for me the life of the laptop is 2 years, out of which, sir, you have already used 4 months, so hence for me the remaining life is 1 year and let's assume 8 months, hence my value is this. I would have taken that. That becomes a value. but just saying the value of the laptop is X because ये 4 महीने पुराना है, 4 महीने में wear and tear हो गया, that's an accounting calculation, not the value. Are you with me?
Right.
Right. Anybody who do not who have not clear who have not understood this point, uh, Bhumit, Arnab, others, Kundan,
Fine with me. God.
So let me give more examples around this. So suppose let's go back to the shirt example. Suppose you want to buy a shirt for yourself, you go to the mall and you select the shirt. Now, when you try and value about the shirt, uh, do you also try and look at the quality of the fabric? And by looking at the quality of the fabric, do you try and estimate, okay, if the quality of the fabric is good enough, then this might be the future life, or this shirt might last for so long. Do you take that into consideration or not? Abhishek?
Sorry, the microphone was on mute.
Sorry. Yeah. So do you look at the quality of the fabric, and when you're looking at the quality of the fabric, one of the information that you're trying to assess from the quality of the fabric is how if the quality of the fabric of the shirt is good, then okay, this means this will last for a longer period of time. Vis-a-vis, if the quality of the fabric is not so good, then it means it might not last for so long.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, does that give you any guarantee that that shirt is a brand new shirt? Is there any promise from the shopkeeper this is a brand new shirt?
Yes.
And what's the promise?
If you're going to a store and buying a shirt, it's a brand new shirt.
Okay, suppose you have selected the shirt and you've picked up the shirt from a display counter. Is it possible that somebody else would have tried that shirt before you?
Possibility.
Yes.
So is that a new shirt for you now?
Sir, what can also happen is in some stores that the shirt for trials is there, but you can request the shopkeeper to get you a fresh piece.
Agreed. I'm not denying that. So now somebody who's given you a fresh piece, how do you assess the fresh piece? It's only into packed. There's a packing around that, correct?
Yeah.
So does that it is possible that somebody would have tried that piece as well, and the shopkeeper have packed it again?
Yeah.
So what you look into that? Do you look into that? Okay, कितनी पुरानी है, कितने लोगों ने try कर ली है, and you try and calculate a depreciation, you try and look at about the future.
Look at the future.
Exactly. Let's take more examples around, because I want you to understand this piece and others as well too, because when you move to the calculation from a DCF perspective, from a forecasting perspective, you need to understand this piece. Let me take another example. Suppose you want to buy a bike for yourself, or you want to buy a car for yourself. When you go to a shop and you want to buy a car, how do you, Abhishek, assess that it's a brand new car or not? How do you assess that? A car or a bike? How do you assess that?
Sir, the bike or the car definitely is brand new, sir. There is no questions in that.
Okay, let's stay on this. So let's assume you want to buy a bike for yourself. How do you assess? Then suppose you go to let's assume Hero Honda shop, Honda showroom. Yeah, it's no more Hero Honda. So you go to a Honda showroom and you select a bike for yourself, and the shopkeeper says, okay, sir, this is a brand new bike. How do you convince yourself?
Sir, in most cases nowadays, given the current scenario, the last 2 years of the automobile industry, nobody has stock. You have to order the bike. It takes them some time to get the stock. So they get it directly from the factory, first person to sit on it.
ठीक है. So let's take that example as well. So let's assume you suppose I'm the shopkeeper. You come to my shop and you selected a piece and said, okay, Abhishek, this is not in stock. You give me an advance payment. I will get this stock. I will get this bike, the color and whatever features whatever model you've selected. ये आपको नेक्स्ट संडे मिल जाएगा. You said okay, you give me a 2,000 rupees. So all this information, this bike will run for so many years or for so many kilometers, correct? So which means what?
Yeah.
The look basis the past information, you're trying to get into the future, and then basis that you're trying to put the value around it.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
True. Yes, true.
So that's very important piece and differentiation between when you say accounting calculation of depreciation and the valuation. The accounting calculation and the valuation is only focusing about the what has happened in the past, what's the kind of wear and tear has happened, what's the purchase price in the past, and those 3-4 information becomes only relevant. But when you're trying to look at the valuation, we are trying to look at okay, based on the past information, can I try and estimate something in the future, even if I do not have any past information, because if it's something which is which is something I'm using it for the first time, or there's something that's come into the market for the first time, then I don't have a past trend. Even if I don't have a past trend, I still try and put some assumptions to try and estimate it for the future, and I try and calculate the value. And hence, just to summarize and wrap this up, so what is value? What is valuation? Valuation is the process of calculating value. Now, next question is what is value? The value is worth according to you at a given point of time. And we discuss and conclude this is subjective and it's about future. I agree and I take point as Bishik mentioned that for future I might need to look at the past to come to the future. That's okay. but I will not only look at the past and stop at the past. If I do that, that's not valuation or value. Then we're trying to do something else, which is more of an accounting calculation appreciation. That's the way I want you to understand this concept of the value. Any doubt in this? Please unmute yourself and shout. This is very important for, especially for those who were not there in the last session. We started over this concept. Please, this is very important. Any doubt around this piece? So you need to understand what I've highlighted on the screen. This section should be very clear to you. Guys, any doubt?
No, sir, not with what we've discussed today.
Okay. For the others as well, I take, given you're not raising and responding, then I take that you don't have any doubt around this piece. So this is where we conclude and we stop today. Just to summarize this, value is worth according to you at a given point of time. It's a subjective concept. Why is a subjective concept? Because two different people at the same point of time might have a different value assessment, and same person at two different point of time might also have a different value. Then we have discussed this example of the shirt, where I've given you two scenarios. Two people standing at 10 a.m. in the same shop. Scenario two, same person 10 a.m. in the morning and 6 p.m. in the evening, puts a different value. Then we have discussed this example of buy and sell reliance. One person believes the price will go up, another person believes the price to go down. This is again example of subjectivity coming in. Then we started off with this activity where we discussed about the Dell laptop. I gave you an activity where I asked you some information, and we discussed that what you did is more about the past and the depreciation calculation, and then we agreed that valuation is more about the future. Then I gave you more examples from the bike perspective, from a shirt perspective, where Abhishek mentioned about the packing of the shirt and so on. So I think this should be good enough. Please, last time, in case any doubt, more than happy to take that. Okay, so in that case, we'll stop here. I think tomorrow also you have a same time session lined up, so we'll continue from here on. Okay, thanks guys, and stay safe. Thank you. Bye.